All right, let's talk about the secret sauce that connects the entire crypto universe, cross-chain bridges. These are basically the digital highways that let you move your assets from one blockchain to another, and honestly, understanding them is absolutely key if you want to navigate the world of DeFi.
Have you ever been in this situation? You've got some assets on, say, Ethereum, but you see this amazing can't-miss opportunity over on Solana. It can feel like your crypto is just stranded, right? Trapped on its own little digital island. It's a super common frustration, but luckily, there's a brilliant solution.
You see, for the longest time, the crypto world was really just a collection of these digital islands. Each blockchain was its own little world, totally unable to communicate or share anything with the others. And this problem has a name. It's called fragmentation, and it has been one of the biggest roadblocks holding DeFi back.
So let's really dig into this great divide, right? We're going to break down exactly why this fragmentation thing creates such a headache for so many people in crypto.
You know, when these blockchains can't talk to each other, the consequences are actually huge. Your money gets trapped, which kills liquidity. For you, the user, that could mean missing out on a fantastic yield opportunity that's just one chain away. It makes for a clunky, frustrating experience, and big picture, it really holds back the entire DeFi ecosystem.
And this quote really just hits the nail on the head. The true, mind-blowing potential of DeFi is only really unlocked when all these different networks can finally talk to each other. It's the difference between a bunch of isolated villages and a single interconnected global economy.
But what if you could just build a bridge between those islands? Well, that's pretty much exactly what developers did. So let's get into the tech that solves this whole fragmentation problem. They're called crypto bridges, and at their core, they're just protocols built to do one thing: move assets and data between different blockchains. They are the conduits, the highways that finally connect those isolated islands, letting value flow freely from one place to another.
So how on earth do these things actually work? How do you get your Ethereum tokens to magically show up on the Solana network? It's a process that feels a bit like magic, but I promise it's all just powered by some really clever smart contracts.
The most popular method is a system called lock and mint. And to really get it, let's just follow one of your assets on its journey. Imagine you've got some ETH on Ethereum, but you want to put it to work over on Solana. Okay, here's how it goes. First, you send your ETH to the bridge's smart contract on the Ethereum side. The bridge then locks that ETH up tight, basically taking it out of circulation. At the exact same time, the bridge's contract on Solana creates, or mints, a brand new token. This is a wrapped version of your ETH, ready to use on its new home.
So this wrapped ETH, or WETH as you'll often see it, is basically your claim check. It's pegged one-to-one to the value of your original ETH that's locked up back on Ethereum. And we need this because, well, need of ETH literally can't exist on the Solana blockchain. It speaks a different language. But with this WETH, you're good to go. You can use it all across Solana's DeFi world, and when you're done, you just reverse the process. Simple as that.
Now, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? A total game changer. But, and this is a big but, just like real-world bridges, these digital ones can be, well, pretty dangerous. It's so important to understand the risks before you cross.
And I'm not just talking about theoretical risks. The very thing that makes bridges work, those giant pools of locked assets, also makes them a massive, juicy target for hackers. We're talking about a staggering $1.8 billion that has been stolen from cross-chain bridges in just a few years.
So how does this keep happening? Well, it usually comes down to a few major weak points. Sometimes, the private keys that control all that locked money get stolen. Other times, hackers find a tiny bug or a vulnerability in the smart contract code. And in the worst-case scenario, the developers behind the bridge can just do a rug pull and run away with everyone's funds.
Okay, so despite those very real risks, the impact of bridges is just undeniable. So let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. This incredible connected vision for finance that this tech is building.
I mean, the change here is just massive. We're moving from a world of fragmented, separate pools of money to unified liquidity. We're going from trapped capital to supercharged capital efficiency. Instead of being stuck in just one ecosystem, you get access to the entire market. It's a total shift from a clunky, frustrating process to something that actually feels seamless.
So here's the bottom line. This cross-chain stuff, this interoperability, it isn't just a cool feature anymore. It's quickly becoming the default standard for all of DeFi.
What were once these isolated platforms are turning into this deeply connected global financial web, where your money can just flow to wherever it's treated best.
And that leaves us with one last, kind of mind-blowing question to chew on. As these bridges get faster, cheaper, and way more secure, what does a truly interconnected financial system even look like if every single blockchain can talk to every other blockchain instantly with no friction? How does that change the very nature of money and finance by the end of the decade?